Five, four, three, two, one. Tactical 16 radio. Fire in the hole! With Silent J.
Ooh. Sorry about that, everybody. Hi, this is Silent J, and you are listening to Tactical 16 Radio, like my fine robotic intro lady said. This is Tactical 16 Radio, and I turned the knob the wrong way. I meant to turn that down, fade that music out, except I turned it up. I blew up my damn eardrums again because I had my headphones up too high. So now my freaking hearing hurts. I feel like the guy from, was it Black Hawk Down? The saw gunner, I can't hear you. That's what I feel like right now. But anyway, this is Tactical 16 Radio, and I am, of course, Silent J. My moniker hasn't changed, and neither has my shtick. So you're going to have 2 hours of mediocre radio ahead of you, okay? But before I get started with the boring, if you look back behind me, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see two awesome, that was three actually, two awesome logos behind me. The one on the left, it's tactical16.com. That's www.tactical16.com. That's tactical, the number 16.com. Okay, what Tactical 16 is, it's a website, it's a company, an LLC, if you will, that publishes books written by veteran authors. Okay, books like Love Me When I'm Gone, Then I Cried, Stories of a Mortuary NCO, Brave Rifles, Line in the Valley, Proof of Our Resolve. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's going to be a couple more books hitting the shelves very soon. I would say within the next few months. So check that out. And be sure to follow Tactical 16 on Facebook, okay? And Twitter. It's Tactical 16. And then before I go any farther, in the near future, there's going to be a big announcement coming from Tactical 16, okay? I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but it's big. How big is it? It's big, okay? It's like this big, all right? It's the size of a loaf of bread. That's how big the shit is. So be tuning in for that big announcement. That's going to be very, very, very soon. Not tonight, okay? But in the future. I mean, if you look in the grand scheme of things, in 1,000 years, it's still pretty soon. If you look at the scope of how long the universe has been around, 1,000 years, really not much time. But I'm not going to make you guys wait 1,000 years because we'll all be dead and gone in 1,000 years. All right. If you look on the other side, and if you're not watching this on YouTube, on my other side, on my shoulder, there's another logo. It's vetsonmedia.com. That's www.vetsonmedia.com. If you're listening to this stream live on the internet, you already know what vetsonmedia.com is. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you've never been to vetsonmedia.com, you've only seen my ugly schmug face on YouTube, go to vetsonmedia.com. What vetsonmedia.com is, it's a website that makes online radio programming, okay? Internet radio and podcast and all that stuff. It's the brainchild of two not really in shape guys. They're kind of fluffy, okay? They're like two big bags of margarine, all right? You following me so far? But these two big bags of margarine made this great website called vetsonmedia.com. Go to vetsonmedia.com, and what you can do is listen to this show and listen to many other shows, not like this, because this show's special, okay? You can listen to Vets on Radio with Adam and James. They're the fluffy guys, the old margarine guts. Then you can listen to that show, who I think they're on tomorrow night, and a couple other shows, which I'm not going to really plug because I don't think anybody plugs me because nobody knows I exist. I'm not in the Metro Phoenix area where everybody else is, so I'm the outsider of the group. Hey, great. That's awesome. I feel like Scott Hall or Kevin Nash right now, one of the outsiders, but I am too damn sweet, all right? But go ahead and check out vetsonmedia.com. If you go to the radio show tab or radio shows, you'll see the listing of all the shows. You click on tactical16.com, for example, and you can find the date and time that the show's on live, which is right now. So, you're one step ahead of the game. Or you could go and say, what's on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Sunday night? Oh, it's Center Mass with Rob and Silent J. I'm the co-host of that show, so that's an awesome show. All right, that's a thinking man show. I don't know. There's only one thinking man on the show, and his name's Rob. But we couldn't be on the show, on the radio, on the internet, on the YouTube, whatever you want to call it, last Sunday because I had some funky-ass connection issues. I don't know what the hell the problem was, but there was something wrong with something and had to scrap it. I tried for a half hour. I don't know. I'm not Geek Squad, all right? I'm Awesome Squad, but even Awesome can't figure out everything, all right? If Awesome could figure everything out, I would have solved all the world's problems by now, but I haven't. So, Awesome only gets you so far. But anyway, speaking of Awesome, check me out on Twitter, all right? I'm Silent J, all right, or Tactical 16 Radio. I think that one's just Silent J. I don't know. I got 2 Twitter handles that are both Silent J. So just go on Twitter, check out Silent J. I'm Silent J is my personal one. Don't be offended if you read anything that you don't like because I just like to, I don't know. I hammer people. Yeah, I hammer pee. That's awesome. I just punch dudes in the junk. But what I do is I just go after people on Twitter, educationally speaking. I see something that's stupid that's coming out of a media talking head, I go after them. All right, which I don't like that. I think the media has okay, we're mostly vets here. I think the media has a mission, and their mission is to be truthful, honest, and impartial. Those are 3 things you don't find in the media anymore. Honesty, unbiasedness, and entertainment. That could be another one because it's not even entertaining anymore because it's not even funny. Like, the gig's up. Everybody knows that the media sucks, except this branch of media, I am an old school punk rocker, and what I like to do is do everything myself. So, what I do myself, especially right now, is put on a very good show. But anyway, speaking of a very good show, I have a very good show planned for you. You know why? Because I have a really cool guest that's going to be on tonight. His name is Type Ill. He's not sick in the classical sense. He's a rapper. All right? He's a hip-hop artist. He's from New York. He's cool. I believe he's a Bills fan. If he's not a Bills fan, it's going to be a very quick interview. Let's just put it that way. But I think he's a Bills fan. I think we talked in the past, and what we're going to do is put on a really good interview, and then go from there. We're going to talk about his music. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. His time in the military, what made him go from being in the military to being a hip-hop artist, because that in itself is interesting. And being a good hip-hop artist, because there's some that I've seen that have been in the military and then they crossed over into the world of hip-hop and they suck. Listen, there's so many interesting things to rap about being in the military at one point. You could rap about long lines, idiocracy in filling out paperwork, soldiers not knowing how to do their jobs, soldiers not wanting to do their jobs, soldiers being a bunch of pansies. I say this because those are my soldiers. Those are all my soldiers now. You could rap about that. You could rap about Velcro that doesn't work in your fucking uniform. You could rap about the dumbest zipper design ever. All that stuff could be talked about and turned into in our artistic expressions for you to download. Because does anybody even buy music anymore in the classic sense? Like, do people go and buy CDs anymore? Is there any of that stuff? Do we do any of that stuff anymore? I don't know. I don't. I don't buy music anymore. It's just, for me, buying music is I believe it's a complete waste of time. I'm trying to forward something from one email to another, so that's why you hear whoop, whoop. I'm trying to get something here from my work one to my my personal one, and I'm not doing a very good job of being discreet about it. Okay, but we'll figure this out because I have some Type Ill's music that I want to play for you guys before he gets on, and I have it in one email account, and I didn't prepare myself to play it and from the other one. So that's my mistake. That's my bad. But whatever. I'm the host of the show. I don't make mistakes. I just make for good talking points. All right. You following me? You should. That's why you're here. But anyway, let's find some of this music I want to play. And oh, GMA. Why do I always? I go to put in Gmail, and I always start GMA because I delete everything and like my cookies and stuff like that because I just I trust. Okay, what the hell's going on here? Okay, right. Okay, this is what I wanted to play. Oh, and this is on YouTube. I can't do this. Okay, there's a song I could download. Yeah, we can do that. We could play the downloaded song. What I can't do is play anything off YouTube because YouTube is, I don't get it. I'm doing a show on YouTube, all right? And I can't play any videos or anything like that from YouTube. And I can't. No, I can't play this. You know what? Screw it. Let's play it, okay? We're going to play it, and I'll just play a very little bit of it. So how about that? This is a Type Ill. Nope, it's not. That is something that I cannot have on the air. Okay, let's just be very discreet about this. All right, hold on. While this is preparing. Okay, here we go. I'll play like 30 seconds of it. Oh, what the hell is this? This is the longest freaking intro ever. Okay, here we go.
Finish the final chapter, beginning another novel. King Arthur, king of the castle, take on another title. Sword in the stone with my poems on me, I condone. Medieval took its toll, lost souls, crossroads. The dark ages await us again. Spark gauges, my rage within. Mark pages say it's safe to predict. History repeats itself, I'm beyond that. Another level, I'm a rebel, clutching metal contact. I've seen it all before. Cruise yet long strong, vanished and gone. I've managed to bandage my wounds and maintain form. My closest homies, just frozen homies, ain't stuck in time. Running from what's right, plus they lost their fucking mind. So I'm giving a choice, ride with them, side with them. Love them, but keep it moving, cause I can't survive with them. I'm a simple man, but I'm only me. TYP, Soldier MC, just me. You just me. You just me. You just me. Just me, just me. Yo, I see you motherfuckers eyeing me. Fuck did you try me for? The last of a non-breed hoe.
Yeah. Where are the kings from?
All right. That was Type Ill, Just Me, featuring Nature. Oh, great. He's a nature guy. We'll talk about the trees. No, there's another rapper in there. His name, I think it was Nature. He's really small writing, but I can't play too much of that because unfortunately, even though I'm gonna have the artist on, I can't play stuff from YouTube. And it's just, I'll find another way around this. Just give me a second here. I know what to do. I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Here we go. Because I want to play more of his stuff, but All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through his Facebook page, which if you want to follow him, it's Type Ill Artist, TYPILL Artist, ARTIST. All right, so I like that. I like a New York style of hip hop. I'm like the most non-hip hop sounding person in the world, which is fine. I'm not going to be anybody I'm not, but I like hip hop with a style where you can tell it's from New York, where it's not. I don't like that southern stuff, that fucking dirty South hip hop. I don't like that. It's stupid. To me, it's stupid. Like, ooh, yay, you just rapped about ruining a nice 1983 Monte Carlo by putting fucking 30-inch rims on it. That's dumb. You should be smacked. You shouldn't get a record deal for doing something like that. You should be smacked in the mouth with a sledgehammer. That'll work. I like the idea of slapping somebody in the mouth with a sledgehammer for ruining a nice car and then rapping about it. Like, you should not be proud of that. Let's see. I'm going to play this. Can I play it? Well, we'll see. Oh, okay. Okay, here's a... No. Who's this?
I got a question for you haters, chat. What you mad at me for? 'Cause y'all ain't made it
Okay.
yet. I never sweated. You can bet that I deal with this hate. I'm multi-talented. I figure for you how I do.
Okay, I'm going to pause this quick and then go back because there's something else that came up. Okay, it's Type Ill and it's Swing Sucker. And that's the name of the song, featuring Ali Vegas. I like Vegas. Las Vegas.
I got a question for you haters, chat. What you mad at me for? 'Cause y'all ain't made it yet. I never sweated. You can bet that I deal with this hate. I'm multi-talented. I figure for you how I do in figure eight. 7-figure my dinner plate. I've been hungry from get-go. Haven't sent to the sinner's place. I've been coming, got said so. I've been coming a winner's place. I've been running since first breath. Okay, really though. I've been running since first step. TYP in this bitch, and I gotta make this verse worth it. Not a notch in the drop. Ego caught me, I'm worth the purchase. Hustle to make my first check. Muscle flexing on benches. Military minded, trying to survive in these trenches. I realize that my time is now. Confine me and sign me now. My quality's top shelf. 'Cause quantity burns me out. Insomnia got me right in perfection. I need this. Point proven. Wrote this joint last week. I ain't sleep yet. Swing sucker, you got a problem with me? Who want a piece of me? It's not a question. These motherfuckers ain't seeing me. Too many haters made me. Not worried about it. Too many tough guys won't swing. They scared about it. Swing sucker, swing sucker, yeah. Swing sucker, swing sucker, swing sucker, swing sucker, sucker. Take the best shot.
Give me a steel mic, I'll show you I'm the ill type. It's so wrong for critics to think that I'm still right. My mental so feel like that I could take off and land on Mars whenever I feel like. You sitting on the block, I be whipping in a drop, back to pissing in a pot. Flowing sick over sick beats, it's a sickness that I got. Y'all make songs to listen to, me I make lyrics niggas watch. So swing sucker, me and my clean snuckers, looking for a reason to dirty up my clean shuckers. Never disrespect my prime. This what happen when y'all stop comparing me and just let me rhyme. Who got a problem, we solve them, we either carve and revolve them. Once them bullets get large and you see them goons in the darkness, start looking for sergeants, pointing out Type and Vague and the rest of the squadron.
D, you got a problem with me? Who want a piece of me? It's not a question, these motherfuckers ain't seeing me. Too many haters made me, not worried about it. Too many tough guys won't swing, they scared about it. Swing sucker, swing sucker, yeah. Swing sucker, swing sucker, swing sucker, swing sucker, sucker. Yeah. Take the best shot. I got a question for you non-believers, disguised as supporters, asking how the rap is doing, claiming that you in my corner. I got no corners, I move with the circle, holding the virtue. We business-minded, divided, interfering, I will hurt you. I'll murk you until you purple, exert you until you burn to my verbal, beyond your purview. Gerbil, they know it hurts you, including your girl tripping. I'll get her out of that girdle, a sucker for lollipops and high heels and sexy perfume. I'm rocking something that cop of my hustle, I'm feeling lovely. Still sip 40s, now I can sip the bubbly. Zipper is custom made for the groupies and they all love me. My shorty flipping out, but it's not my fault that I'm scuzzy. Ugly in this game, knowing the soul the same. For the fortune and fame, you will remember the name. I make my own lane, My label gave me the pen, signed my name on the line one time. DCN, sucker, you got a problem with me? Who want a piece of me? It's not a question, these motherfuckers ain't seeing me. Too many haters made me, not worry about it. Too many tough guys won't swing, they scared about it. Swing sucker, swing sucker, yeah. Swing sucker, swing sucker, swing sucker, swing sucker, sucker. Take your best shot.
Okay, that was cool. I like that. My sister said she liked it. She also likes getting diabetes, so I don't know how much she can be trusted, if you know what I mean. But anyway, if you like Type L's music, check him out on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, all right. My sister said, I like his vibe. I like more the New York vibe than the Dirty South shit. But I do like T.I., Weezy, and Drake. Drake's a half Jewish black man from Toronto. He's the farthest thing from Dirty South. He's like Frozen North. Like, he's the Drake is the best white rapper out there. Okay? Listen. For one, he's half Jewish. His mom's a lawyer, and he's from Canada. That's whiter than people from Norway. Okay? Drake is not a rapper, a Dirty South rapper. Oh, and listen, by the way, before we go on, I've been drinking water all day. I wanted to drink something else, and I think my buddy Marcus is watching. Oh, okay. I just got a warning. This hangout will end if you continue broadcasting content you aren't authorized to use. I am authorized to use it. The guy's this is what pisses me off. The artist's manager sent me a track to play. How the hell do I not have permission? YouTube, you're an idiot. But anyway, before I was interrupted, I think my buddy Marcus and Jordan are watching. I used to be stationed with them. And I was thinking about them because last night I got a half a Merry Christmas, half Christmas, I don't know, high, because it's halfway to Christmas. I don't know exactly what he said. But those guys always drink Miller High Life, so I got a Miller High Life. And happy half Christmas to Jordan and Marcus. So there, I guess. I'm not even thinking about Christmas. Christmas is 6 months away. Why? My friend sent me a half Christmas, I don't know, whatever. Okay, this hangout will end if you continue to broadcast content you aren't authorized to use. All right, I'm not playing the music I was allowed to play anymore. You can chill out. YouTube, Google, Skynet. Watch, I'm going to have a T-1000 breaking through my door and choking the hell out of me, because that's really what Google is. Google is Skynet. All right, they're going to take over the world, and they're going to have cyborgs just crushing people's guts if you do something you're not supposed to do on the internet. God forbid. And here's the thing: I'm going to write to YouTube. I don't know. How do you write to an inanimate object? You know, it doesn't exist, but it exists. Like, I'm going to write to them. I have permission from the guy's manager, from the artist's manager, to play his stuff. That's why. Okay, I get it. Why do you keep popping up? You want me to? Okay. All right. Hangout on air copyright. Okay, do you want me to read that? That's okay. All right. Thank you, Google. Thank you for being a pain in the ass, Google. I do apologize, Google. If you're listening, I have permission from the author's manager, the artist manager. That's why an artist comes onto a show, okay, to promote their stuff, to promote their music, to promote their book or their movie or their TV show. And usually what you do when you have an artist on a show, whether it be radio, internet radio, podcast, television, print, you have a sample of their creation to share for everybody, to kind of lull everybody in, drag everybody in. Like I played Type Ill stuff. to get people to be like, you know what? I like that. I'm going to go to iTunes, or I'm going to go to whatever the case may be, you know, Sam Goody, and I'm going to buy this artist's work because the little bit of the work that I heard on the show made me a fan enough to go and buy the this artist's work. So that's what I was doing. Now I'm getting harassed by Google. This hangout will end if you continue to broadcast content you aren't authorized to use. I am authorized to use it. Why don't you? God. I'm gonna have another sip of this horrible, nasty beer. Because I need it. This stuff tastes like a bag of ass. But anyway, here's the thing. I'm going to give Google, I hope you're listening, because I think you are, because you're listening in on my private conversation with my audience. So, eavesdropper, freaking NSA. Is the NSA really, is Google really the NSA? I think it is. I think Nancy Pelosi's in an office right now going, we got to shut that guy down. Get him for unauthorized copyright usage, okay? That's how Nancy Pelosi sounds when the cameras aren't off. She sounds like a bank robber from the 40s. We gotta shut this guy down, okay? All right, see? That's exactly what Nancy Pelosi sounds like. Now watch, I'm definitely gonna get kicked off for talking like Nancy Pelosi. Because I didn't know if you guys knew that, but Nancy Pelosi really is Al Capone reincarnated, and she just wants to destroy stuff. So we get it, you know, and Al Capone had syphilis. So you connect the dots. I'm not going to make any wild accusations, but you connect the dots for the little painting I just made for you guys, okay? So Nancy Pelosi is really in charge of the NSA and Google, and they just like to stomp on people's hopes and dreams, all right? And watch, they're probably already in my phone, so they're looking at all the creepy pictures that I take by myself, you know, when I'm bored. You ever take a picture of yourself while you're going to the bathroom? I haven't, but I might, because I'm all out of ideas for taking pictures of myself. So yeah, Google is making SkyCloud, aka Skynet, and Google keeps harassing me now by flashing this hangout. Well, and I get it that my YouTube portion of the show, and if I play any more music I was allowed to play to begin with, is very frustrating. You know, I don't pirate anything. I don't pirate anything. I don't break the law. I don't do anything like that, and I keep getting harassed by Google because I didn't break the law. So I'm gonna call Google tomorrow. And I wish I could call them right now. I would. And I would just say, hey, you're being recorded right now through your own devices. But tomorrow I'm going to call Google, and I'm going to record the conversation, and I'm going to announce that you are being recorded for entertainment use and personal use. And I want to get to the bottom of why they can harass me for playing music I was authorized to play. So, you know, that happened a few weeks ago. I played a clip. It was a news clip, and it was through YouTube for like a minute and a half, and I got some harassing messages on the computer. So it really aggravated me then, because here's the thing: Google Hangout is run by Google. YouTube is run by Google. I do a show on Google Hangout, and you can watch it through Google Hangout or YouTube, which is all under the guise of Skynet. I mean Google. So when I play something from Google on a Google thing, you would think they would be okay with it, but Google, you're freaking retarded. Anyway, I think I got Type-Ill on the phone right now. Type-Ill, how you doing, man?
How you doing? What's up?
Not too bad. I was just complaining. I was just complaining that I played a couple of your songs, and now I'm getting harassment messages from Google saying I can't play copyrighted material. But I played the stuff that your manager sent me, so I have permission. So
What do you mean copyrighted material? What do you
Yeah.
mean
yeah,
copyrighted material?
yeah. I got a message saying
It's my material. It's my copyright.
well, that's what I was saying. Usually, an artist will come onto a show, whether it be radio or television or print, and to promote their artistic work, they give a sample of like their song or their movie or their TV show, and you play it. So people are like, "Oh, I like that. I'm gonna go buy it now." So now Google owns you.
I've never heard about that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
That's my stuff's been played on
Yeah,
plenty of times.
Google owns you
I
now.
was more worried I was calling you a minute late. Now I'm worried about copyright stuff.
Yeah, Google. I always say that Google is Skynet from the Terminator.
Well, at least you're well known enough that Google will go out of their way to bust your chops about something they don't know about right now.
Yeah, Google's gonna shoot me in my sleep for playing your stuff, and then they're gonna go in and shoot you for saying, "How dare you try to take ownership of your own stuff?" So,
Nah, well then we'll just revert to Bing.com.
nice. But anyway, Typo, thank you. How do you want me to refer to you as during the course of this conversation?
That's fine. You call me Type. That's good.
All right,
You want
Type.
these, fine.
That'll work.
Yes, sir.
I spoke with Eric beforehand, Eric from Tactical 16, and your buddy in the military, and he said to call you thief because you still have a pair of his headphones. So
Call me. Wait. Have a what?
he said to call you thief because you still have a pair of his headphones.
No. Those things broke in the desert. I don't have those.
But anyway, how you doing, man? We talked a long time ago.
Shaw's a good man. Shaw's a good man. Me and him being thick and thin.
Yeah.
Thick and thin over there.
Yeah,
So-
he said plenty of good things about you, and we have something in common, the fact that we were both saw gunners over in the...
You're a saw gunner.
I
All right.
I was.
I'm talking about.
Now I'm too old for that stuff. So,
No, I would say I don't think you ever to go for a saw gunner. You put the bipod down. You just lay down and shoot. You're good.
nice. But the bipods, it's the Viagra of guns. There you go.
Yes.
Anybody
Absolutely.
can keep it up with a bipod. But what I wanted to ask you about, you're an artist, you're a hip-hop artist out of New York. What made you, well, first want to become a hip-hop artist, and then how did you take the road you traveled, going through the military, and then getting into your artwork after the military?
Well, you know, to be a hip hop artist, you know, first off, it intrigued me before I even really knew, you know, what hip hop or rap was.
Mm-hmm.
I can vividly remember 7, 8 years old, you know, rapping songs that I've seen on, like, you know, on television. You know, this is still new. My parents said, you know, this kid's gone crazy, but this is something I always did. It was my escape when everyone was out, you know, partying, having, you know, as you got older, everyone was out doing, you know, having a good time. You know, I had my fair share, you know, partying and whatnot, but I used to revert to writing, you know, writing down songs, poetry, words, and I enjoyed the rhyme schemes of the rap and the people, you know, people growing up listening to, like, from, you know, the Rakims and the Wu-Tang Clan, you know, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I took it to the next level, you know, by recording, you know, with my buddies who went through it, and just, you know, it gradually progressed as I got older. Entering the military is a simple answer. I didn't join the military for no other reason than to serve this country. That you know, generic or, you know, whatever it sounds, that's the God's honest truth. I signed up to pay my dues.
Nice.
To the greatest nation in the world. So
Nice. That
would be it in a nutshell.
That's refreshing to hear. You know that some people join the military for the wrong reasons. I'm coming up on my 14-year anniversary, and yeah,
I read you were in for how many years now? 12?
14.
14. Okay.
Yeah, 14 in a few months, and
God bless.
I've seen plenty of people go into the service for the wrong reasons, and then end up, you know, realizing, wow, this was a mistake. It's not something you should do just for some people that join it for the college money, make the best of it. But then,
and right, you know, you can't really blame them, especially if they come in young. You know, the commercials get them. But
yeah.
You know, I bump into kids, young kids, especially around my area, who come up to me and, you know, they know me as Typo around me, but they know that I was in the service because I like to always sprinkle my patriotism and my service of my military career in my rhymes. And a lot of them asked me, I'm thinking about joining. And, piggybacking off what you said, I tell them, make sure you go because you want to go. Don't go for anything else because it's not what you can expect.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to go over there. Can you cuss on it? Can we cuss?
Oh, yeah. By all means, go ahead.
All right. If you want to go and sign up to kick ass, you want to do combat or active duty, keep in mind, the chance, it's still possible, but the college, it's not what you think. So if you want to be infantryman and you want to go to college full time, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the field a lot. You're going to be deployed. You have to have a lot of time. It's not going to be what you think. So make sure you go for the right reasons and get all the right information. And, don't listen to everything the recruiters say. Do your own research. Talk to other people who served and get your honest answers and then make a decision for yourself.
Yeah, I remember I joined before 9/11. I joined in the summer of 2000, and my recruiter was probably the most honest recruiter I've ever met. He was in the cavalry, and he had his spurs in his.
That's good. Cavalry, good people.
He had his spurs and his head up over his desk, and he goes, "Let me give you the real story." So we went down the street to a bar. We had a shot and smoking a cigarette together and drinking a beer, and he goes, "This is how it really is." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Are you scared?" I'm like, "No, let's do this." So I had the best recruiter in the world. I mean,
sign me up.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a quick story. On the way to boot camp, I got picked up. I remember this. It was January 3rd, 2003. Got picked up by not my recruiter, someone from the recruiting office.
Mm-hmm.
At my parents' house, everyone was there. My family, aunts, uncles, a couple of my homeboys were there. Everyone's watching me go off. And we're in the car, okay, and we're driving about 20 minutes out. And he's like, "So, what are you doing, Army, Navy?" I was like, "Army." Go get something. I was like, "All right, cool." And I was like, "So, you're recruiting or active?" I was like, "Active all the way." And it was quiet. It was quiet for about 20 seconds. And then he looked at me, he was like, "Why?" I was like, "Oh, shh. Like, what the fuck did I just get myself into? What do you mean, why? That shit I got reserved?" So, I just, right then and there, I was like, "That's, I'm in this for the long haul, man. This is what it is." And I don't regret I don't get a day from it. But I just thought that was funny when you said honest recruiter, because obviously they didn't tell me everything. So I was thinking, I'm gonna go kick ass, get some school. And he's like, why'd you go after? You've been sucked into this, and I loved it. I even re-enlisted before my time was up.
Mm-hmm.
I had 4 years, and then you were gonna get hit with the re-enlistment, and then I re-enlisted I think a year and 9 months in.
Yeah, the last time I re-enlisted was right before New Year's. I was over in Iraq in 2007, going into 2008, and I'm like, yeah, great time. I re-enlisted, and actually we had to hurry up, and so I could swear in because I had to go out on a mission literally 5 minutes later. So there's a picture of me somewhere. I'm in full battle mode, and raising my right hand, and there's some dude standing behind the commander and I with a flag, quick photo op, and then on the night mission I went. So yeah, that was a lot different than the first time at the federal building swearing in upstate New York.
It is definitely a different environment, different element,
Yeah, I didn't get a beer and a shot that time for that enlistment. I tell you, I got shot at, but I didn't get a shot. Right. So yeah, strange how your second time around treats you. But now in the military, you were a saw gunner. You were in the Cavs in the third?
I was a saw gunner. Mm-hmm. I was also on a Bradley.
Okay.
So for all the listeners, you may not know what a Bradley is. It's a 33-ton track vehicle. Some Cav guys, some Bradley guys, they don't like it to be called a tank for some reason. That never bothered me. I consider it a tank. 25 millimeter cannon, 7.62 POAX with all Bradley. We had Stinger missiles on the side.
Oh, okay.
Surface to air, so it was like air defense.
Yep.
But we in Iraq, air wasn't a problem for us.
Right.
It was the guys hiding behind buildings with cell phones. So
Yeah, it was. It changed. I tell you what, I don't want to get too deep in military talk for the non-military fans listening, but I tell you what, going to Iraq really changed a lot of our equipment. We realized like right off the bat. I got there in the initial push in 03, and we're just looking around like, okay, this isn't gonna work in the desert. This is gonna work.
Yeah.
Isn't gonna work with this enemy.
Sandbags on the bottom of the Humvee.
Oh yeah,
right.
Man, I remember going on missions and in a Humvee with no doors, not wearing seatbelts because they said, well, if the enemy fires at us, we don't need to be wearing seatbelts so we could get after them faster. And I remember, like, they got this thing called IEDs. I never heard of one, never seen one before, you know. And I'm like, okay, what do? They blow up underneath you. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get a sandbag. I'm going to sit on it because I want to bring my important parts back with me. I always said, like,
Right.
I mean, I could go without a foot. You know, they could replace that, but there's just certain parts they can't replace. After
little did they know that these aren't just little grenades.
And
these are 155 millimeter rounds stacked on top of each other. So
and then I saw my first IED go off in front of me and just completely annihilated part of a convoy, and that was the last time I ever sat on a sandbag again. I'm like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die sitting comfortably or, you know, not having a sandbag shoved up my ass because I think I sucked up half that sandbag as I saw that thing go off. So away with the sandbag. Yeah.
And you know, as salt in the wound with the sandbag philosophy, I had an old Vietnam flat vest.
Yeah, I did too.
Before the IBA plates came in. So
I tell you what, supposedly, if you ever look in a garage that looks exactly like mine, you might find one of those vests in a box in the garage. Supposedly, I'm not going to say if it's there.
What the old flat vest?
Yeah.
You put those on eBay, bro.
Somebody that looks like me might have kept one as a souvenir. So it was a little used.
Yeah, I came home. Man, I took like 8 plates home with me when I came out.
Yeah, I remember we used to steal each other's plates to like if I knew a guy wasn't going to go on a mission. If I knew a guy wasn't going to go on a mission, I'm like, all right, I could put this in my pants. I could wear this. Like duct taping yourself. So like prison armor, duct taping phone books to your arms and stuff like that. So,
you know, and we deserved it. We deserved it, man. We deserved it. You know, we deserve to take some of these things home with us.
Yeah. I remember coming back from customs in 04. They're like, all right, here's a list of things you can't bring back with you. Like one of the first things on there was a license plate, Iraqi license plates. Yeah, that was the first thing that was in my bag. Way at the bottom, I like license plates. So I took one. I still have it. It's actually like 10 feet from me right now. It's in my collection of crap downstairs with me. But what was, before we get into the music side of you, what was the one thing non-music related that you did in the military where it was like, wow, this is only like this. It doesn't have to be combat related. It could just be like, wow, I've never seen anything like this other than in the military.
You mean something that I enjoy, or just an experience? Just an experience,
just something that people won't understand, and like just one of those Army stories.
Well, you know, there's some vivid ones. You know, very there's a couple of graphic stories. You know, I'm not going to get into detail, but you know, some of the I remember little things here and there, like going on a sniper mission with Shaw. We did sniper support for these guys, and I remember we had the IR chem lights, and that was the first time I came across those, where you know the aerial support could see the chem lights, but you can't see them to the naked eye unless you have the infrared. And one of the guys in our support squad, when we were unwrapping them and putting them on our Kevlars, someone took the wrapper and just dropped it on the ground. You know, it was a small wrapper. It was nothing but the pros were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Pick that up." And I was like, "This is real. Like now we're in this shit. This is real. Like this is attention to detail." So, you know, things like that trigger certain senses and you know, awareness. That's something that I experienced in the military, you know, that you know, I've never experienced outside of it. Other times, you know, I've seen, you know, I've seen soldiers pass away. You know, there's only so many ways you could tell a story like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So, you know, nothing really compares to that on that type of level. And just you know, just you know, the things that you see on the television and the Call of Duty and movies, that's not what it is. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely not. I tell you what.
You got these kids who are paintball pros or Call of Duty champs, and they think you can survive one day in this shit. Like, no, you need to shine your boots first, man, and then
yeah,
see if you can see what you can do. You know, so
yep. I get so. I tell you what, Call of Duty is a sore spot for me because I'm all about tactics. I'll play that damn game.
I got one kill. I have one kill because I'm actually trying to fight the way it's supposed to.
I'm trying to be quiet. And all of a sudden, I got some fucking ninja jumping over my bullets and just knifing the hell out of me. Like, how the hell? Nah. See, I got a saw. I like to use the heavy machine gun, the light machine gun rather. And I just sprayed 200 rounds your way. How the hell did you just jump through all those and stick me? Like, not even in the back, like in my chest with the knife. Like, I watched you do that. And there's some 11-year-old kid. There's some 11-year-old kid in the headset calling me a non-combat bitch. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I've been fighting since before your mom even looked at your dad that way. What the hell are you talking about?
Before your mom bought you the game.
Yeah. Oh, pisses me off so bad. I get frustrated.
That's funny, though. I play that game. I'm sitting there. I'm actually crouching. I'm moving 4 feet, crouching. These motherfuckers flying through walls. I'm like, you know what? I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
I'll play that every other people call me.
It's fun.
Yeah. People call me, oh, you're camping.
Option, like, make a game where it's realistic to the point where, you know, you know what I mean? You get shot once, and let's just say there's a battlefield of 100 guys, right? 50 or something like that, however they do it, 16 on 16. And if you get shot, you're out until you know, the game's over, until there's one team remaining.
I like that idea.
Be a little bit more cautious with how they play, and I would actually enjoy a game like that.
I like that. A good personal friend of mine, he's a CW3. We were stationed together. Him and I'll play every once in a while online. And you could just hear him get aggravated by the sounds that come out of his nostrils. He gets so pissed off, that stuff. People yell, oh, you guys are camping. I'm like, no, we're being for real. And then all of a sudden, you got a damn ninja doing somersaults with a damn Bowie knife and then killing you. I'm like, I don't know.
It happens, man. Give him his
it happens. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, this stuff's easy. Okay. Then those are the guys that join the army and be like, oh, my God, this sucks. But anyway, going into the music side of things, where did you grow up in New York, and musically, what are some of your influences? Because I had a conversation before the show, and I named off who I think are your influences. I want to see if I'm correct or not.
Okay, well, grew up on Long Island, Suffolk County.
Okay.
Spent most of my childhood, preteens in Coram, Long Island, New York. Influenced by, you know, the Tribe Called Quest. A little bit of Third Base.
Okay.
You know, MC Search.
Yep.
So for the hip hoppers out there, they definitely know who he is. He actually he's responsible for breaking Nas. Who Nas is my favorite rapper of all time. Then I moved out to Los Angeles, California, from '93 till late '97. So from 13 to 16, which, you know, on my mind was a sponge to the hip hop game. You know, the East Coast rap music was not as big, because, you know, it was very regional. So I was very big on everything from Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg to MC8 to Spice One, you know, South Central Cartel and underground West Coast. So that's what a lot of my influences come out there. And then I moved back to Long Island, early '98, to Rocky Point, New York.
Okay.
You know, small, nice, you know, nice little area. You know, there's certain pockets there's definitely pockets of resistance, and those are the spots where I ended up finding myself at nighttime. You know, but yeah. So and then from there, then the East Coast took back over. Listened to the Nas, Wu-Tang, Jay-Z, Notorious B.I.G. And then dug a little deeper. You know, I definitely like my I like my more underground artists like R.A. the Rugged Man.
Yeah, I think I did say Nas. I thought was one of your influences just from listening to you. He's got one like. I'm not big into hip hop. I like old stuff. I like Nas. I like KRS-One, Mos Def.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that. Like Wu-Tang when they first came out. You know, I grew up. I was in high school in the mid '90s, early mid '90s, and that's just stuff I gravitated towards. Biggie, Tupac, they were big then. They were still alive, and that's the stuff I identified with. I think the only thing then. Some LA-based, California-based artists. I think the only non-New Yorker, California-based artists I like were the Ghetto Boys, out of I think they were from Houston. I think.
Okay.
I think they were from Houston. I don't know. I just liked them because they were something. They were different. They were scary. I don't know why. But
yeah, scary will do it.
Yeah, so I kind of like that.
But believe it or not, a lot of people think, you know, I used to listen to Wu-Tang when it first came out. Believe it or not, Wu-Tang is still huge.
Yeah.
You know, they're still huge.
I was wearing a Wu-Tang T-shirt last week.
There's underground artists out there that you'll never, ever, ever, or rarely hear on the radio. And the general public think because they're not on the radio, they're not doing anything. They fell off or whatnot. But these guys, even Rakim, he can go overseas. You know Rakim.
Yep.
Man, he was big in the late '80s, early '90s, and he can go overseas right now and pack out an arena.
Yeah.
And then this is what these hip hop artists do. You know, these are what these guys who we grew up as young, loving growing up, and now you got this fucking bubblegum shit on the radio nowadays.
That's
not really where it's at.
See, that's what I want to ask, because another love of music I have, another genre, I think is my ultimate love. I like old school, like New York punk rock and hardcore from the 80s. And it's just...
I like NoFX. I like Black Flag.
Okay, yeah, NoFX, Black Flag. Another one, a good one from New York that I like a lot is Agnostic Front.
Okay.
That's just gritty stuff. And I actually started listening to Wu-Tang. A buddy of mine suggested them. Him and I listen to like old school New York hardcore, and like listening to Agnostic Front. It's just music with like an attitude, and like you listen to that, and it's like you really believe that dude would really kick your ass. And then I started listening to Wu-Tang, and I'm like, okay, this is just a different version. You could tell they're from the same areas.
Yeah.
These guys were from the same streets.
You hear the passion, the energy.
Yeah.
The persuasion behind you. It's definitely anything with movements and behind it is something that you enjoy. And people can appreciate that.
Yeah, and
that's why a lot of people who are into punk rock that I know personally, the people who just mosh out, they really have a fond liking of the Wu-Tang because they respect what they're about.
Yeah, it's that punk attitude, that DIY attitude, do it yourself. And there's a couple guys I knew that were rappers in high school, and they were doing the same thing that my friends were doing that were punk rockers. They were putting signs up on streetlights, putting signs up on walls, putting anything, anywhere, any way they can promote themselves. That's what they did, and that's the attitude I like.
We do that over here too, man. We still do that. I got homeboys out here that be blasting typo stickers. I got people calling me up like, "Oh, I seen a typo sticker over here." I'm like, that's what's up.
Yeah, I was doing. I had a FM show in Wisconsin when I was stationed in Wisconsin, and I was playing like punk and hardcore and stuff like that in central Wisconsin, and I was going up with flyers, sticking them all over the place, on the sides of buildings, skate shop, bars, street signs, lamp posts. And I took a buddy of mine out one night. We went hit up the bars, and I got a stack of flyers with me. He's like, why did you bring those? I'm like, to promote myself. And I'm like, that's what I do. And it was nothing fancy. There was no fancy graphics.
It's the only way.
It was black and white. That was it. And he goes, nobody's going to pay attention to that. Yeah, after you walk around the corner of a building, you see 40 of these plastered on the wall, you'll figure it out that I'm not going to go away. So yeah, that's
You make sure the stickers are tough to peel off. All right?
Yeah. See, I was using the ink from the government printer and the paper because I'm cheap. So I was printing these off at work and then going off. So that's why I print off a lot, because you can tear down 20. After 20, you're gonna get tired. I don't care who you are. But
that's why you gotta have a street team with you, man. You do the driving and they alternate stops.
Yep.
They hop out and they do their thing. You know?
Yeah. Now, with that work and that ethic, obviously, that you have of that style of music, and then also being in the military is just hard work. It's a certain type of ethic. What do you see, like, maybe not necessarily in yourself, but what do you see from certain artists that you may not see in other artists that, I mean, you see it in any walk of life. Some people just think that they're going to be anointed, the best, or they don't have to have any effort put into it because they have a talent. Like,
with that work ethic, teamwork, selfishness, selflessness. There's certain artists, I mean, you can always, you can't always call it 100%, but you can definitely hear a lot of the time, especially depending on how involved and how committed you are to the craft, like for me, example, with hip hop. Or, just music in general. You can kind of tell when people have broke through, when artists break, you can have a sense to see, like, is he going to be around next year? Or is he going to be a one-hit wonder? Is this guy just a gimmick or a fad? Is this guy a gimmick and a fad, or is he somebody who has substance and longevity with him? Will he bring a cult following with him? Does he have a message to give to the world, or is he just going to, well, is he hot right now? And then, it's going to be gone. It's going to be played out at the end of the season.
Right. What do you draw as inspiration for the type of lyrics, the type of music you make, the style that you have? Is it from, like you said, your inspirations, musically, or do you draw a lot of it from experience, or like what's the main thing when you sit down and you have an idea? Where does that spark?
I want to make sure that somebody somewhere will hear that song and say, "Yo, I can relate. That's me." Going against the grain. Moving to the beat of your own drum. Just basically understanding that. Life is what you make it. So if there's something out there you want, go and get it. And I know it sounds cliche, but the struggle is real, man. No matter where you're from, who you are, there's always an obstacle you're gonna have to deal with somewhere, somehow. And I try to be as authentic as possible, man. And if I could touch one person at the right time and right place when they hear it, and they'll be loyal to me for the rest of my career and on. So that's pretty much just how I get down, man.
Yeah, this stuff.
Hey, if I could do a snap your finger club joint here and there, man, I'll definitely,
you gotta,
whatever.
You gotta pay the bills.
I gotta pay the bills. I have the food on the table, but
Yep.
Again, I am a hip hop head. I'm a patriot. I'm proud of what I do, and at my point in life, I really don't give a fuck what people really say.
Yeah,
people think.
I was talking to one of the guys with Vets on Media. They do a show Wednesday morning. He's actually one of the guys that started Vets on Media, and we talked about you for a second. We were doing a sound check, and I said that I was going to have you on. He goes, I like him because he's not your typical, stereotypical, like, military rapper.
White rapper?
Not even a white rapper. I don't think he's seen maybe he has seen a picture of you. I don't know. But just military rapper. I've listened to a few, probably like 4 or 5 guys who were in the military. They were in the military back in '97, and they became hip hop artists. Like guys that were in the last decade, decade and a half in the military, and it seems like there's the same constant themes over and over. You hear about like PTSD a lot, and listen, I have PTSD. It's great. I embraced it. Okay, I'm always gonna have it. I don't want to have it shoved down my throat musically or on TV or on radio constantly.
Yeah,
and
and that's tough. That's tough because you don't want to play it out. You don't, You're gambling with a gimmick, and all gimmicks eventually phase out. I'm not even disrespectfully call it a gimmick, but it is. Call what it is. If that's your lane, so I have PTSD too.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah, and I have it, and that's the thing. I struggled with it for a while. I tried to do something stupid to myself once with it, and then finally I just woke up one day. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I got it. I'm gonna embrace it. So I started doing stand-up comedy, and that was part of my routine of just making fun of it. Like this is a good thing. Now if I forget to get my girl flowers, on our anniversary, I could blame it on PTSD. Now it's like, why'd you fall asleep during that movie? Why we were watching The Notebook? Why'd you fall asleep? PTSD really gets you. So hell, it's a great,
that's good, bro.
Man, it's a great excuse sometimes. So just got to embrace it. So,
absolutely. I'm actually gonna try it right now.
I'm serious. Do it.
My girl just tried cooking, and the food's cold. I'm like, PTSD. We having PTSD talk now, sir.
There you go. You forget. She's like,
because they don't really argue with that. They can't argue with that.
No,
because they'll feel bad to throw that and be like, no, you're lying. Don't call me a liar. I earned that.
That's why I'm glad she's watching TV, not even listening to the show. She'd be like, why didn't you take out the garbage last night? PTSD. You don't know what the hell that garbage can looked like last night in the shadows. Can't do that shit. Okay?
No, you can't.
So there. It could be the worst thing in the world, but it could also be the best thing. It's like whatever, If a guy was born with a leg that was 3 inches shorter than the other, at some point you just gotta find the advantage to that. So now with your music, where can people find your stuff? I've seen it on iTunes. I've seen it on a couple other things on Facebook. Where are some of the sites that people could go to follow you and follow your music and purchase your songs?
All right. Well, you can find me on all the social media outlets. At Typill, TYP_ILL, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You do that on YouTube, everything will pop up. You can find me on iTunes by searching Typill, TYP_ILL. That's TYP, no E. You can go on typeill.com. Pretty much you can go on Google. You Google Typill, and you most likely will find what you're looking for. I don't think there's another Typill out there. You can go on SoundCloud.com, AudioMac.com, DCMHipHop.com. DCM, Deep Concepts Media, is the indie label that I'm currently signed to, who have done a lot. They aren't veterans, but they appreciate the vets, and they are good people. They're good friends of mine. So they do what they have to. They do what they can. They do what they have to do, and they do a great job at it. So you can find me Twitter, Instagram, Google, Facebook, you name it.
Nice. And do you have anything coming out in the future, or are you working on new material?
Absolutely. Thank you, man. I was gonna get to that. July 8th. I got my first project coming out under the indie label called The Turning Point. It's 8 songs, a lot of good production from overseas, as well as inland, from the Snowbooms in Germany, producers from Canada, New York, Cali. Got a couple of nice features to all the hip hop guys out there. I got the QB legend, Nature. He used to be part of the firm with Nas.
Okay.
Brown and all that. Yep. Sean Dawn, Justice League out of North Carolina. A lot of talent. A lot of talent on this project. And I plan on elevating from there. But it's July 8th. It's available right now to pre-order. You can actually go on my website, typill.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, and you can get the pre-order link. So you can order it right now, and it'll automatically pop up in your iTunes July 8th if you dig my music.
Nice. I like that. And I do have one question. If because I think we're
One?
fans of this.
One question.
I only
So,
do one at a time. My brain capacity only goes so far with interviews.
I'm right with you, man.
What kind of song would you come out with if the Bills make the playoffs this year?
Oh my man.
I'm a huge Bills fan. I'm actually getting out of active service.
So you know I'm a Bills fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't know what the hell is going on with them this year. They did a lot of trades. I don't know who's with where. I still got to catch up to it.
They got a lot of stuff going on, and I tell you what, I'm getting off, getting done with this full-time Army thing. I'm going into the reserves about a month and a half. I just got an apartment, and I'll be about 5 minutes from the stadium, where I'll be moving to. So if you're in Buffalo this football season, you got someone to go to a game with you. Don't pick December because I'm a skinny guy and it's cold as hell out there. So I'm not going to go to a game in December.
Well, you got tickets? You getting tickets or something?
We'll get tickets.
We don't have on these things.
We'll get tickets. Trust me, that'll be fun. I got a buddy that always seems to have a pocket full of tickets for anything. So he's got tickets for artists that haven't even gone on tour yet. You know, he's just one of those guys.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, it's I get a lot of slack from Eric for me being a Bills fan. And
you're gonna get flack from him for being whatever. How about that?
Well, he's still mad that I got a full head of hair.
He's a great ball buster.
Yeah.
What's that?
He's still angry that I got a full head of hair and he doesn't. So,
Let's see. I'm staying neutral on that one. That's one man right there, bro.
No, we talk all the time. I met him a couple years ago. About 3 years ago now, and I had him on my show promoting his book, and we just struck up a friendship. And I've been doing this show now for Tactical 16 for going on 2 years, and it'll be 2 years in a couple months. And I talk to Eric every week. Once in a while, we'll butt heads creatively, but 90% of the time, we're on the same page. Just every once in a while, I'll have a meltdown on the air. I got stiffed by a high-profile guest once, and I had a meltdown on the air. And of all people, Eric's mom was listening as I had a meltdown on the air and went off on a certain celebrity. And so I got a talking to because I made Eric's mom mad, or upset rather. So I felt bad.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Of all times. So yeah, Eric and I are good buddies. He'll be out in Pittsburgh, where I'm located right now, in about a month. So we're gonna go out and have a sandwich together and maybe have a beer. So.
Of course. A couple of sandwiches, a couple of beers, man. Have one for me.
Yeah, definitely. But you're based before we wrap things up here. Are you based out of LA or New York?
I'm in New York right now.
You're in New York right now? Okay.
Yeah, Long Island. I was only in LA for about 4 years a while back.
Oh, okay.
I've gone to visit, but no, I'm based out of Long Island, New York.
Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of friends from Long Island. One of my when I was a contractor, I was a government contractor for a little while. My buddy was he said his last name was an Irish name, but he was a black guy, and he always used to say he was the only black Irishman from Hempstead, New York. So Fair
enough. Hempstead gets live, man.
Yeah, so we roll up and down the East Coast together as government contractors, and we had a funny run-in with the cops one time in Rhode Island. I tell you what, Rhode Island is racist for anybody. They don't like anybody. Like, they're racist against people that look exactly like them if they're from Vermont.
If they're not from Rhode Island.
Yeah, they don't like anybody. I remember they dragged him out of the van. The cop put the heel to him, had his gun up against him, and the other cop on my side of the bed, he's like, "Oh, do you want to step out?" It was like a complete paradigm. I'm like, I'm worried that my buddy's getting his ass whooped right now by the cops, but I got this other cop. He's being very polite to me. And I'm like, the best thing to do right now is to not get angry. So.
So I can appreciate that though. Places like Rhode Island, and even like Boston's the same way.
Oh yeah.
They're
Quincy.
very territorial.
Yeah.
And, it kind of I mean, it sucks if you're not from there, but you can appreciate the fact that you still have that unity within a community that's still out there. Not everyone's just the same. You know,
Yeah.
you still have
I walked.
your pockets of self.
Yep.
Self-worth. So that's cool.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
funny thing is the cops let us go. We drove for like 13 hours, and we stopped in a parking lot because we couldn't find a hotel. We just crashed in the work van to catch a little nap, and that's why we got dragged out of the van. He got beat up, and I was just being talking to politely. And afterwards, I walked around. I'm like, "Hey, man, they let us go." He had like dirt and grass and gravel on the side of his face. He goes, "Oh, thanks. They let us go. Awesome." 2 days later, we had a job in Quincy, Mass, and I walked into a bar during the 2004 ALCS between the Yankees and the Red Sox, and I had made the unfortunate mistake of walking into a bar with a Yankees hat on. At the time, the Yankees were up like 2-0 in the series. I think it was 2-0. And as soon as I walked in, a guy just blasted me in the face, knocked me out cold, and I came to. And my buddy was like, guy punched you, but we're okay. They just said all you have to do is take the hat off. So he got me back. He goes, I try to help you. He goes, I took the hat off. He goes, I'm like, you let a guy punch me in the face. He goes, you didn't get punched in the face. He just tried to take your hat off for you. So that was my boy. He was from Hempstead, New York. He was a good guy.
Nice, very good, very good. I'm glad you're okay, man.
Yeah. Well, man, did I have a goose egg on my face. That guy laid me out. So, yeah, Boston, yeah, they got that. They're a rare breed. Boston and Rhode Island. They're an interesting group of people. But before we get going, why don't you plug your site, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff one more time?
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, on Facebook at TYP_ILL. You can go on typeill.com. You can go on DCMHipHop.com, YouTube, Google it, whatever. Turning Point, July 8th. Get it, support real hip hop, support your truth.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it. Oh, not a problem. Pleasure's all mine. Are you going to be going on tour at all, or do you have any tour dates in the New York area?
Yeah, we have a couple of tour dates getting worked on. Once it's set in stone, I'll be sure that you find out that you know, and we'll take it from there. But yeah, we got a few lined up. Nothing's official yet, but very, very, very soon. Very soon.
Well, when you do come out with those dates, definitely come back on the show. And I got a lot of friends. I deployed with a unit, and most of the guys from the unit were from the tri-state area. So I got a lot of guys. If I can't make it out there, and if you play in the New York area at all, I can get a strong following to come out and support you, man. So I love this. I love what you're doing, and
Thank you.
It's refreshing to hear somebody doing a positive thing and putting some hard work into it.
And congratulations again on Tactical 16, running all over 2 years, and thank you for your service, my man.
Oh, thank you, and likewise to you.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace.
That was Type Ill. Awesome guy. I like him. I like him a lot. And listen, did you hear the last thing he said? If Eric's out there listening, the last thing Type Ill said, I don't know. We had a really bad connection. I think he said, "Hey, Eric, pay Silent J a lot of money." Crazy. I know I heard it, but go to. I have him up on Twitter right now. Let's give his. Do I have the right one? See, I told you I got two stupid Twitter accounts. One's for radio and one's for not radio, and I had the not radio one up. So let's go to the radio one. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. No. Okay. It's at Type Ill. At TYP_ILL. And here is, I don't want to do anything that's going to piss off Google, I can tell you that much. But if you see it, there, that's Type Ill. That's what you need to get. Type Ill, the Turning Point. Get it, love it, enjoy it, live it. All right? Right there. There's Type Ill. Sounds like an awesome stand-up guy. And I was spot on with two of my predictions on who I thought he was influenced by. So yay to me. And I didn't pick the typical like Biggie, Tupac, NWA. You know, those are almost go without saying. Who are you? You're a rapper. Who are you influenced by? Biggie. Okay. Who else? Tupac. Oh, okay. You and everybody else. But you know, and then you have the yeah. He's a thinking artist with the Tribe Called Quest. And when he said third base, Search, MC Search. It was funny. The guy had. I like Search. I remember his stuff from the 90s. He had that show on VH1. It was like. It was a reality show trying to find a hip-hop artist or something to that effect. And when the people would get voted off, it was like, I don't know, Search was like, step off or something like that, and grab a pair of sneakers, and he would throw them up on a phone line. If you've never seen sneakers on a phone line, you haven't lived life, I tell you what. And if they happen to be yours, well, you're never gonna get them back. But yeah. So that was funny. I remember Search with this show on VH1. Yeah, you know, like Donald Trump would say, "You're fired." I think Search was like, "Step off," and you'd have to like step off this platform or whatever. It's kind of cheesy, kind of hokey, but still funny. And then he had a talk show recently, like last year, I think it lasted for like 5-6 episodes. It was, I don't know what it was on, like WB or. Is that even a TV channel? My TV, or I don't know. One of those stupid ones that just play Maury Povich all day long. Is that WB or this is how much I watch TV. What's the other one? And there was a WB. What was the other channel where they always play the those commercials? If you need. You know, if you need a cash settlement, call whatever 1-800-CASH NOW or something like that, or J.G. Wentworth. It's your money. Use it how you want to. Call J.G. Wentworth. It's your money. You need it right now. There, that whatever that network is, that plays the J.G. Wentworth commercials and Maury Povich all day. That's where ghetto moms. That's what they watch all day long. Ghetto moms watch that all day long. And when I mean ghetto moms, I'm saying for anybody that's a female that watches that is a ghetto mom. That channel that plays Maury Povich all day long and has the J.G. Wentworth commercials. And if you're a dude and you watch that all day long, and they got the judge shows every once in a while. And it's not like the good judge show, like the People's Court or Judge Judy. It's the stupid judge show. It's like, this guy's not a real judge. At least Judge Judy, it's like, okay, I could see she was a judge 20 years ago, like a real judge. It's the one, it's like, you know, the network where it's like, their big thing is like, oh, we got a juggling judge. And during the court proceedings, you got this washed up a-hole former clown who's a TV judge who just juggles, you know, and he's just juggling, you know, guilty and not guilty balls and whatever, the last one in his hand. That's the judgment. There's those hokey freaking trial TV shows, you know, and just stuff like that where it's not in HD, you know, it's not HDMI, it's not crisp. They don't use HD cameras. That channel's still kind of fuzzy. You know, it just looks like it's old, but it's not. It's brand new. I hate that. It just looks old. Like, why is that channel old looking? It's like, oh, that's the ghetto channel. I tell you what, Eric, you should have been listening to the end of that interview, I tell you. But what's that network? Because that's what plays. That's what had Search's TV show on there. I don't know. It's that crappy TV channel. That's what it is. And it plays like, it doesn't play reruns of like good TV shows. Like, it doesn't play reruns of like Scrubs or let's see what else is good to watch on reruns. Well, Seinfeld. Every network has Seinfeld, so Seinfeld's okay, but it's not like they play. Because what do you have to have? 100 episodes to go in syndication. They get the shows that were canceled after 101 episodes. It's like the I don't even know because I don't watch TV. You know, it's they just play shitty shows. That's what they do. They're not good ones. They play like they have the contract to play Roseanne for like season 2 and season 3 of Roseanne, and you know stuff like that, and you know Malcolm in the Middle. It's like that network where it's like, why am I watching Roseanne season 2 and Malcolm in the Middle? And then the Judge Show, the Juggling Judge Show, and J.G. Wentworth commercials, and then there's Search's talk show, and that's what it is. And it's not like, you know, this is the same network that probably had Arsenio Hall's latest show, or it's not like, you know, they don't have any good talk shows. So they play like they did they don't even have the contract for the new Ricky Lake show. They got the contract for the chick from the Cosby Show. Not even the new ones. What's the name? The middle daughter who had a talk show. They don't even play it live. They just play it in reruns. Like, how are you gonna rerun a talk show? That's what they do. That's a shitty network. I don't know what that network's called. Maybe I just explained 3 different networks. I don't know. And they still play infomercials at night. That's what they do. Yeah, that's what they do. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, you know what? Time is going by quickly. And this is a segue into something else. Because I just looked at the clock, and I'm like, wow, time's going by quick. It's already 8:23 on the west coast of Pennsylvania. Man, time flies when you're having fun. But the thing that just dawned on me is, you know how fast 30 days goes? You know what 30 days is? 30 days is a month. It's a calendar month. 30 days goes like that. June is almost over. And you know what happens when June's almost over? Well, there's July. That's the typical answer. You know, July comes, and then the 4th of July, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, the summer's half over. I haven't even done anything yet. All I planned was my biannuals, my perennials, whatever the fuck they are, biannuals. Like, stupid weapons service schedules. I just got, like, armor work on my mind all day. But it's like, after 30 days, what else is after 30 days? Besides just July. What else is after 30 days? That's your typical calendar month. What else is after 30 days? I got it. I know what it is for all you military folks. After 30 days, Silent J is going to file an IG complaint. You know, and for those of you that don't know what an IG complaint is, what an IG complaint is in the civilian. I haven't had a civilian job for so long, I don't even know. You bitch to HR. You file a formal complaint against somebody through HR. That's kind of like what an IG complaint is. It's almost like a whistleblower of sorts. Not a whistleblower. I'm not Aaron Brockovich. But yeah, I guess it's like an HR complaint. Nobody touched me, and I wish somebody would. I really do. Anybody out there? Any QD6s? All you want. But yeah, I guess it's the civilian equivalent of saying somebody really sucks at their job. So I gotta mark this down. I'm getting off active service soon. I'm getting out soon. I've just had enough. 10 years straight doing this shit. Not shit. It's good. But listen, I don't care. You can be an astronaut. After 10 years of going into outer space and being an astronaut, I'm sure that job probably sucks. It's just like, oh, great, I'm going to outer space again. Ooh, yay. Ooh, look. I'm going to zoom in on a fucking asteroid. What am I going to call this one? AST-24 Greg, because some guy in Boulder, Colorado named Greg saw this with his telescope. So I have to go and tag this thing. Ooh, this is what I get to do as being an astronaut for 10 years. I get to name far-flung pieces of rock after some fat dude up on his roof with a telescope. Ooh, yay. I just had somebody send me a Trailer Park Boys reference. Man, I'm a sucker for a Trailer Park Boys reference. So like Ricky would say, those are some beautiful bisexual plants. Hey, but anyway, before I was really interrupted by a very funny Trailer Park Boys-esque reference. Listen, after 30 days, I put my packet in. You know, I'm tired of being an astronaut of sorts. Like, my job was fun, but after 10 years of doing this straight, and I'm going on 14 years total, it gets a little boring. Oh boy. There's people, when I started doing this job, there's people that weren't even born yet, okay? Now those people that were born are watching PG-13 movies at the theaters, legally. I think I'm entitled to a little change of pace, all right? I want to go to college now. We're in a couple years, I'm going to be in school with those same people that are now being able to watch PG-13 movies legally at the theaters. So I just need a change of pace. I'm not bitching at my day job. I don't like anybody that I work with. I mean, I wish today there's somebody that I worked with, and I said I hope the best case scenario for all you guys is if that person leaves here right now and just gets blasted by an 18-wheeler. Scout's honor. Best thing that could happen. I'm not going to lie to you. That is truthful, you know. There's just certain people that, you know what, if you play tag with the bumper of a big rig and you lose, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, in the workplace, wouldn't be much of a loss. Everywhere else in life would be a major loss, but in the workplace, not too much of a loss. So here's the thing. I sent in a packet. I don't want to deal with you people anymore. I don't want to do this stuff anymore. I'm tired of what's going on. I don't like it anymore. I'm the cowboy that's in the Wild West when there's people driving Model Ts around. I'm like, what the hell do I have a frickin' horse for? Seriously? Like, I'm a damn cowboy in the West. All right? I got my 6-shooter on my trusty horse that I ride, and some douchebag in a derby hat shows up in a Model T, and we're both cowboys, and it's time for me to hang him up, folks. That is serious. It's time for me to hang him up. You know how strange it had to be for a cowboy in the Old West when cars were invented? Like, what the hell is that? And then if you want to be one of those stubborn ones, and all of a sudden there's some dude flying around in this rickety, weird-ass contraption in the sky, like, what is that? I don't know. What did they call UFOs back in the day? Like, what in the holy hell is that? There's an airplane. That's an airplane? Some dudes from Ohio made that? It's an airplane? Okay. And I'm still a cowboy. Okay, I can't do that anymore. Okay, I think I think my big boss is listening. I think, because I just got a text about my packet. Ooh, yay, the power of radio. But here's the thing. I have to put in a packet and say, listen, I no longer want this job. I'm tired of being a cowboy and there's people driving cars around and flying planes around in the Old West. Not the Old West, the Wild West. Like, it's time for me to hang it up. I'm done. I'm tapping. I'm out. That's it. Sorry, folks. I'm not a cowboy anymore. Bitches do love cowboys. I can tell you that much. Because if I was to go out to Wyoming, I'd be in the room by myself quite a bit. Like, oh, man, why am I alone? Oh, yeah, there's cowboys in the world. Yay. But here's the thing. This cowboy's got to hang it up because I'm tired of my day job, and I'm going to go do something a little bit different. So I got to put in a packet. I can't just say, here, 2 weeks, I'm gone, see ya. No, I got to give them, like, there's a 2-week notice, there's a 30-day notice. I got to give, like, a 6-month notice that is big as a small town phone book, and it's got to go up one chain, and then another chain, and then another chain, and then another chain, up the chain of command. It's this weird thing. If you're a new soldier and you're listening, there's this weird thing called a chain of command. Don't mean to scare you folks out there, but a chain of command is like you're at the bottom. You're always somewhere at the bottom. Whether there's some chain down below you, that's fine. Let your chain hang to your ding-a-ling. But then there's the chain going up, and that's the chain that has to. That's how your paperwork goes. That paperwork has got to go up the chain of command. And sometimes going up the chain of command, it's weird. Like when I just said that to you, like it's a chain that hangs down your dangling, and you got to go up the chain. Like theoretically, gravity should not affect that, okay? Now, if it was a real chain and someone was trying to crawl up it, gravity would be affecting it. Not when the chain is lateral and it's connected by a bunch of computers and internet wires, and I send something through the beginning of my chain and up a little bit higher, and it goes a little bit higher, a little bit higher, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. There's, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 steps. I don't know. I'm not gonna tear through the fourth wall and tell people how many actually. How many thinking parts we actually have in this cog of paperwork, the paperwork chain of command. But I tell you what, it's interesting. But anyway, where I'm at the bottom, at the dirt level, where the anchor is on this chain, paperwork went smooth. Pat my back and the guy I was working with. And my boss, like my commander, my boss, is a good guy. I don't think he minded seeing me go. So he signed off on that stuff real quick. He's like, bye, see ya, bitch. Hey, I've done a good job. Bye-bye. And he signed that really quick. He either likes me and respects me, that's why I signed it up so fast, or he dislikes me with a passion, and he sent it up very fast. But either way, on my level, it went pretty good. And then, there's where the problem lies. Then it gets, as soon as it gets out of your grasp in the Army, with any paperwork, anywhere in the Army, any command, I'm not making fun of anybody in particular, or should, but I'm not. As soon as it gets out of your grasp, all of a sudden, like, these weird things happen to it. It's called other people are supposed to think and do their job. And then it's just... Have you ever watched a snail try to, crawl through molasses? This is what it's like. If I could watch my paperwork move, it would be like a snail going through molasses, or like Christopher Reeves, in a foot race with Stephen Hawkins. It's not gonna end well, and you're gonna be there forever. It's gonna be, oh my God. What in the hell am I watching? That's what watching your paperwork. If that's it right there. My paperwork is the equivalent to Christopher Reeves and Stephen Hawkins having a foot race. Nobody wins, all right? Especially not me. So you just watch it. It's like this slow. It's slow motion, and it's not even a train wreck because it's your life. And it's like, oh my God. My life depends on two dudes running that can't even walk. They have to, with their tongue to move. And that's what I got to deal with. That's what I'm waiting on right now. So my paperwork slowly going up. And I got like 5 weeks left, 4.5 weeks left until I should be like packing up, saying goodbye, leaving, doing my adios and all that stuff, and riding off into the sunset as a cowboy does. But nope. I can't. Somebody took my horse. So that's where I'm at. And I'm kind of nudging along, and now there's this thing. It's called IG complaint. For those of you in the Army, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, but damn, if I get an email and I don't respond to that email like that, quicker than Mary's conception, then I'm in trouble. So I kind of hold people to a standard of being realistic. It's a weird word in the military. How do you say that? Realistically? work realistically? Oh, like if you have a report and you think it's going to last all day, probably is. You know, if you got this thing due and you think it's like only takes 10 minutes, probably only takes 10 minutes. That's the realistic aspect of the military. But it's really slow. It's not realistic. Okay, realistic is okay. If I give somebody, a pen and paper and be like, write a 5,000-word essay on, I don't know, your life. I kind of feel how, let's just say it'll take an hour. Now, if I give somebody a pen and paper and say, write me a 5,000-word essay on 5,000-word essays, you think, okay, that sucks. So that's going to take a little bit longer because it's realistic. Okay, I'm going to give that guy a few hours because writing about your life, a little bit easier than writing a 5,000-page essay about 5,000-page essay. Holy shit, yeah. Sometimes that's what I feel like I do in life, just the unthinkable. But a 5,000-word essay, writing a 5,000-word essay about a 5,000-word essay seems a little mundane. So I'm going to give that person a little more time. So when I put in my packet, I'm like, okay, realistically thinking, this is kind of what's going to happen. Okay, it should take 30 days. I'll give it 50. Okay, because there's a plus minus in the Army that has got Vegas odds makers can't even come up with an accurate assessment of what our plus minus should be in the Army for paperwork, because that is, like, okay, here, this packet, realistically, this packet should take 7 days. That's it, because I send it, boom, I send it to my guy, and my guy does it. Okay, I start it in the morning, I get it to him at night. He should have that sent email to the next step. Okay, that person up higher has got a little bit more to do. I'll give them a full day to just review it and sign it. You don't even have to sign it with a pen and paper. You don't even have to scan it and copy it. You can digitally sign it. It's this crazy thing called technology. It's awesome. Chip from Napoleon Dynamite, even sang about it. I love technology. The Army doesn't. Nobody in the Army walks around singing, I love technology. You know what people in the Army walk around? They walk around and go, I fight technology. Because people are starting to realize, like, wow, my job is useless. See this machine right here? It could do my job for me. Kind of like a kiosk at a McDonald's. Like, I could touch a screen and come up with the kind of cheeseburger that I want. I want a cheeseburger. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. We've already realized that cashiers at Walmart are completely useless. That's why they talk to you, and they try to make your experience that much more enjoyable. Like, great, lady, that's awesome. You got 15 homemade tattoos on your left arm, and you got 2 teeth on the wrong side of your face. But you're going to carry on a conversation with me as I'm in uniform, checking out. Unfortunately, I had to buy a couple things on the way home from work, so I had to stop in the Sproul Mart because that's just where I have to go, unfortunately. And I got this lady with teeth growing out of her cheek and 15 homemade tattoos, and she's talking to me like, yeah, I know what your job feels like. You don't know how overworked I am here. And then I look down about 14 aisles with nobody in them, and then there's a bank of do-it-yourself kiosks. And the only reason why I stopped here is because I felt bad for this lady, because she was trying to count air molecules. I don't know why. She can't see them, but she thinks she can. And I'm looking down at the kiosk, to the kiosk of just the boop, 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 do-it-yourself type thing. I like that do-it-yourself attitude. Just go boop, there. Sometimes it'll say, item is not in the bag. And you're like, mother effer, it is in the bag. So every once in a while, a human's like, I kind of need a human. Then you look down at that lady with teeth growing out of her cheek and like, I don't need that human. All right, I'll just press on the bag a little bit. And then, poof, you're good. There's people in the Army, see, everything ties in. It's called comedic segues. Everything ties in, folks. There's some people higher up in the Army, like at a battalion level. Let's not go any farther. Let's not jump ahead. There's people at a battalion level. Their job is completely useless. I worked at a battalion, not in a battalion. I worked around a battalion. I was like the bunghole of a battalion. I was in HHC before. Okay? I just got up. You know what happens with those. You know, the balloon knots. They just get junked on. They get crapped on, all right? And I see what battalions do sometimes. Like there's some dudes that are hard-working people, and then there's other people they just got their chest stuck out and they got their fingers flaring around on their sides, and they just look like they're busy. Don't know what the hell they're doing. Oh, I know what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be signing people's stuff and sending that stuff through. You're the stop. Okay, you're the stopgate right now. All right, I get it. I got you. This is how Army paperwork rolls. There's that guy that's just got his chest stuck out. He's got his fingers out like this. He looks like a roly version of Bill Cosby. No, Bill Cosby just used to dance like that, but he just stands there like this with his chest out and his fingers out on his side. Look like a gray penguin. Gray camouflaged penguins are what stops your paperwork from going through with the Army. Just gray camouflaged penguins with their fingers out, with hard nipples, and they just I'm talking about someone specifically. They just make sure that your paperwork never goes through, and that's what I got to deal with in the Army. That's exactly what I got to deal with. You think it's all fun and games? It's not all fun and games. Like, you know, the fun part is when you go to combat, because you think about all those people. You want to hear, you know what? Everybody that has won a high award, whether it's a Bronze Star, dare I say, a Medal of Honor, or anything with a V device for Valor, any one of these, Flying Cross, whatever, Silver Cross, any of that stuff. I'm sorry, I'm not in ribbon and medal mode right now. You think about high award. You know how those people were able to fight through these epic battles of epic proportion? They're thinking about, you know what? And they're just tearing stuff up. They just got their M16s, they got their 249s, and they're just tearing shit up. They're they're eating 203 rounds and just blasting them out their backside. They're all killing machine. Just poof, 203 rounds out their ass, just blowing up the enemy. They're not thinking about how am I gonna survive this? Poof, they're just blowing shit up, throwing K-pots at people. They're throwing sandbags. They're just knocking dudes out with sandbags. I mean, lightning bolts out of their hands like Iron Man. They're just going to town, just crushing Taliban guts. You know what they're doing? They're not thinking about how am I going to survive this? How am I going to help my battle buddies? How am I going to win the mission? You know what they're thinking? If battalion or the brigade would have done my paperwork right, I would have been PCS to Puerto Rico. I'd be at Schofield Barracks for now. Hell, I might even be in Germany getting crazy in K-Town. But no. I'm stuck here in a battlefield fucking up goofy, 21st century cavemen, little goat-banging idiots, with their AK, and they're flaring around AKs, like rappers. Shit's tilted sideways. Like, you ever watch a video on World Star, Hip Hop World Star, and their phones turn the wrong way? And in the video, the guns turn the wrong way? Like, that's what these guys are the equivalent of in Afghanistan. 21st century, nomadic, caveman, goat-loving idiots with their guns all pointed the wrong way and all that fun stuff. And you're there not because of God and country, not because you want to kill the bad guy. You're there because your paperwork didn't get sent through in time for you to PCS to a nice hot spot. Not that kind of hot spot. Like, oh man, look, there's a vacancy in the U.S. Virgin Islands for my MOS. That's where I'm going. Put in my packet. 2 weeks later, what do you mean I'm getting deployed? I'm supposed to PCS. Oh, funny thing about that. Yeah, you should have sent a read receipt on your email, idiot, because it's been in my inbox forever, just sitting there. Because I like to take long lunches. That's what you got to deal with. And that's why that person on the battlefield gets these badass awards and stuff like that. Because they're just so out of their freaking mind. They're like, I'm going to get back to the States, and I'm going to wreck that fool's brain over, I don't care what S shop. S1, 2, 3, leave the 4 out of it. S1, 2, 3, I'm going to get you. S4, you're cool. S6, I'm going to smack you up just because you're combo and nobody can communicate anymore nowadays in the Army. That's what you got to deal with. That's what is going on with my paperwork. I'm this close to getting a Bronze Star for whooping someone's ass because I'm going to walk out of my house, and you know what? Next week, I'm going to take my garbage out. My garbage man is going to show up. My PTSD is going to kick in, and I'm going to look at my garbage man, and all I'm going to see is that somebody from battalion or brigade or up higher, I'm just going to go batshit crazy. I'm going to beat that poor man to a bloody pulp with a recycling bin, an empty recycling bin. I'm just going to go full force badass on this guy, just wigging out, going crazy, thinking I'm just going to see S1. I'm just going to see personnel NCOs everywhere. I'm just going to start smacking people. I'm going to be rude. I'm going to walk into a Giant Eagle. And if you're from the Pittsburgh area, Giant Eagle, it's this grocery store where you buy ham with a really weird name. Okay? It's not that good. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to smack people. I'm just going to be murmuring S1, 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 S1 actions. Here, I got your S1 action right there. G1 actions. There's the backhand for the G1 actions. This is how freaking insane I'm going right now. I'm talking to myself. I'm basically just talking to myself. This is not an entertaining radio show right now. This is me venting because I am frustrated, okay? Frustrated, pissed off, PO'd, whatever you want to call it. I'm frustrated, all right? Because I got to deal with, you know what my future is right now? It's like I'm looking at fat chicks in yoga pants. I mean, not the cute fat chicks, the big ones, the ones where it's like, are those yoga pants, or did you just like, you know, fabric suck a tent around you? Did you get those from Aldi? Is that where you got those yoga pants from? Because no respectable place will sell a woman of your size yoga pants, all right? Cut that stuff out. Looks like you were spray painted with no dignity. That's what it looked like. That's what my future is. I should be seeing sunny blue skies and rainbows and birds flying around not pooping on you and pristine water, and I should just see the future and be like, oh, it looks so beautiful. It looks so beautiful. This is what I should be going towards, like going to the light. I feel like, except no, I'm going into the wrong light. I'm going into the Carol Ann light. I got some weird dude with a hat that's gonna eat me. I am looking at a big chick in yoga pants, and when I mean yoga pants, it's like yoga pants. That's how big they are, and I'm just aggravated because my future should be beautiful, sunshiny rainbows and no storm clouds and just happiness, just awesome, just a happy feeling. Yeah, boat shrink wrap. That's it right there. And I'm just looking. I'm like, oh, my future. Oh, come to me, beautiful future of happiness. And you know what I'm going to do on August 16th? I'm going to do something I haven't done in a long time. I'm going to wake up and not do a mundane report on the 16th, okay? I'm going to wake up. I don't drink in the morning unless the morning became, you know, of the night, came from the night of the night before, which I've done that before, but not anymore. I'm going to wake up on the 16th. I'm going to crack open a High Life because that's what I want to be living right now. You can sponsor me. High Life, I'm drinking your crappy ass beer. I'm gonna crack open up one of those. I'm gonna call up my boy Tony. Be like, yo Tony, what up? He'll be like, man, I really can't talk. I'm doing the Amos report right now. I'd be like, you know what I'm doing? Not the Amos report. Hang up. And then I'm gonna call up Jay. Hey Jay, what are you doing? You know what he's gonna say? What's my rank? Jay. That's what it is, because you know who you're talking to? Not G.I. Joe, Civilian Joe. And then I'm gonna call up I'd call up people from my unit now. I'd be like, hey, what are you doing right now? You know what they're going to say? Not the Amos report. I'd be like, yeah, it figures. You never do anyway. Then I'm going to call up Doug, my old homeboy Doug, who taught me how to do the damn Amos report on the Alls G box back in the day. I'd be like, Doug, what are you doing? He's like, I'm doing the Amos report, and that's what I'm doing. I'd be like, you know what I'm doing? Drinking high life right now because I'm not doing the Amos report, bitches. But if my paperwork doesn't get done, you know what I'm going to be doing August 16th? A damn theater report. This, gotta replace that, gotta backdoor that, gotta fix that, look, my printer's jammed, what the hell? I gotta do this. Why is the mileage wrong? Why is this stuff wrong? I know this is too inside, but if anybody out there is an Army mechanic, you're loving life right now, because I want to be loving life. I'm gonna be looking at a fat chick right now in the damn yoga pants. I want to look at a nice hot chick, you know. I don't even want to look at a chick. I just want to see blue skies with a double rainbow. I'd be like, oh, double rainbow. I'm not looking at a double rainbow right now. All I'm looking at is a double punch in the face, you know. So, back to my original point. I should be filing a complaint, an IG complaint, and be like, whatever. And know what the IG complaint's going to say? You suck at your job because you're not supposed to have that paperwork at one spot for over 30 days. That's not too much to ask for. Because your job, realistically, you could have gotten that done in 1 day, maybe 2 days. I understand that people are out of the office for whatever reason. If your chest is bigger than most, then all of a sudden you get over 30 days of leave. I don't know. Either that or stuff just doesn't get processed. It happens. It's crazy. I know it's beyond me. Favoritism. But you know, I can understand. See it a few days. Give a couple days. Oh, that person's on leave. Okay, that's fine. That's understandable. Oh, you know, it's Memorial Day. It's not going to happen this week. Okay, that's fine because I haven't done shit all week. You know. But then it's just like, now it gets to the point, like, what's your excuse now? What is your excuse? I don't know. Is there an excuse after a week of having something? I don't know. If your lack of doing your job outlives a loaf of Wonder Bread, like if you have a task to do and you don't get it done, and there's a loaf of Wonder Bread that goes bad and molds, that's insane because that shit never goes. That's why they call it Wonder Bread. Leave a loaf of Wonder Bread out. Stuff will never go bad. And if it does, it's weird. But there's people that their job, they suck. Okay? They suck really bad. I've known a few of them. I've dated a couple of them. You know, yeah. Don't Eiffel Tower. I'm starting to realize some people just really suck at their damn job, and I have to suffer because of it. It's like usually if you suck at your job, it's like, hey dude, you're gonna have to fix yourself or you're out of here because you really are you're no good at your job. It's like, is there forklift operators that just drive around and stab pallets all day long? Just stab stuff like, hey man, this was a crate of water. Why'd you stab this case of water on this crate? Oh man, I was gonna lift it up. Yeah, but you drove and the forks were 3 feet higher than where they should have been. What the hell is your problem? Like, no. How often is that guy gonna be driving a forklift from now on? He's gonna be buffing a floor, you know? That's it. See, we can't demote people like we can demote people, but it's not that simple. Like when we demote somebody, it's like, oh, you can't be an E6 anymore. You're an E5 now, or you can't be an E4 anymore. You're now an E2, or whatever the case may be. No, usually when you demote somebody in the Army, you say, listen, you really suck at your job. You're not gonna do this job anymore, ever. See, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna clean. All right, you're gonna clean for us. I'm going to anoint you Greg the cleaning man. All right, and you're gonna mess up the floors. All right, you're gonna load the printer with paper so the printer never runs out of paper. All right. You're going to always make sure there's coffee available. You're always going to make sure there's some water in the fridge, and you're always going to make sure my garbage can's empty, because you are not good at your job. You are neither good in combat. You're neither good at being maintenance or supply or admin. God forbid you ever put in a position where you did somebody's separation packet. And so we're going to, listen, that's what they should do in the Army. Screw this stuff. Oh, we're going to demote you. You're no longer going to be an E6. You're going to be E5 because you suck at your job or something like that. But we're going to stay at this job. No. Keep that, dude. If I sucked at my job, the worst thing you could do, I mean, probably the smoothest thing you could do, Silent J, you're no longer an E6. You're an E5. Like, thank God. I'll get it back. Don't worry. But now I'm going to take a little break because E5 is the new E4. It's like orange is the new black. E5 is the new E4. It's like, I'm going to chill. That's what I'm going to do. Fine, demote me. Whatever. See if I care. I'll get it back in a little bit. All right? Now, if you say, Silent J, you suck really bad at your job, we're going to make you an E6. We're going to keep you as an E6, all right? And you're going to have all the same coworkers you have now. But you're not going to do maintenance anymore. You know what you're going to do? You're going to be the office bitch. You're just going to stack paper. You're going to hang stuff up on a bulletin board. You're going to do that stuff. You're going to change the printer cartridge in the printers. You're going to empty the garbage cans. You're going to sweep them up. That's what you're going to do. But you're going to keep the same rank, because the E4 is going to walk in and be like, oh, what am I doing? Not that job. See, that guy sucks. See, that E6 sucked at his job. So now he mops and he sweeps and he vacuums. That's what he does. We call him Greg the Cleaning Man because he's not really good, or she's not really good at her job. That's how you can demoralize people. Could you imagine if they, like, could you imagine if they knocked down a lieutenant colonel? Like, lieutenant colonel, you suck at your job. You're going to stay lieutenant colonel, but what you're going to do, you're going to be somebody's driver, or you're going to just hold the door. You're going to be a doorman. You are lieutenant colonel doorman, okay? While I'm moving on up, you're going to stay right here. So when I put an IG complaint, I don't want somebody to get in too much trouble. I just don't want them processing paperwork anymore, ever. Okay, ever. I just want them to sweep floors. They could come with me. They could come with me. When I go into the reserves, they could come with me and be like, hey, you know why I didn't get that good position in that training division? Because of your idiocracy. See, so now I'm maintenance at a damn fuel unit. I got a sucky job in a sucky unit. So you're just going to follow me, and you're going to hold my leader's book, or you're going to just sweep the floor. That's what they should do. If you mess up somebody's paperwork in the Army, you should automatically become that individual's, for lack of better terms, their bitch. That's it. Say the person that's screwing up my paperwork right now is an E7 or an E8. For the rest of my career, that E7 or E8 should keep their rank, keep their pay. They should just be my shadow. Like, oh, I got to go take a urinalysis? All right, hey, E7 shadow, here's the cup. You're holding it. That's what they should do. And I got bad aim. I might sneeze or cough and, get your E7 shadow. Why is your wrist all soaking wet? Pisshead, They should do that. Or you go to chow. You eat your chow. Like, oh, E7, throw out my tray. It should be like Siri, Siri, what's this? E7, what's this? Oh, see, I messed up on that form? Okay, erase it all. I don't even use pencil. You're going to be there a long time erasing permanent ink. That's what you should do. Somebody screws up in the Army, and somebody suffered because of somebody else's screw-up actions, they should automatically become your bitch. That's it. I should have a parrot for the rest of my career. I should walk in, like I should go to the promotion board, and I got to go and recite something. They should be there, right there with me, just standing there. Like, see, I'm getting promoted, you're not. And then as I answer a question correct at a board, which I don't have to go to any more boards, I just do that packet thing. Or that's it. Like I got to go to a school and I got to do push-ups, and I don't want to. And it's been raining. I don't want to drop my stuff in the mud. You know, that you should just lay on top of them. You know, or they should be the one holding your feet during a PT test. And I got a tendency of not wearing any underwear, and I cut out that netting, and they should just see, like, here, E7 who messed up my paperwork, my E7 shadow. Look, as I'm doing a sit-up, I do one, two. Guess what? That's not bubble gum. Okay, I really didn't sit in bubble gum. Okay, you know what? That's my sack. There you go. All right, how's that? You gonna mess up anybody's paperwork ever again? No, I didn't think so. Why should you mess up paperwork and be patted on the back and still be at a brigade? I'm doing a sit-up right now. Well, I'm doing fake sit-ups. Why are you looking? You know what? Why are people in the Army screwing up people's paperwork and not being punished the proper way? They should hold soldiers' feet while they do sit-ups during a PT test, while that individual doesn't wear undergarments or have the netting in their PT shorts, and you're just looking at a bunch of sweaty junk. That's what it should be in the Army. That should be I'm almost there. That's what the punishment should be. I gotta eat that last one out. That's what the punishment should be. You know what? So the person who is messing up my paperwork, you get the junk punch of the week, all right? I'll punch you right in your junk. I see you. And I know who you are because I could see you. I could see the actions. But anyway, I'm going to go. I feel like Ric Flair now. Woo! Feel good. Woo! Got that off my chest. Feels good. Feels good, to be honest. Remember, folks, never give too much sausage. All right? I don't know. That's the words to live by for the week. That's the public service announcement. All right? Never have too much sausage. Okay? I hope to be seeing blue skies and rainbows pretty soon. Double Eiffel Towers, double London bridges, whatever you want to call it. Right now, I'm looking at a big transvestite in yoga pants. That's what my future is. Not even a big chick. Sometimes big chicks in yoga pants be like, all right, I can get in that. Just some dude, big fat dude wearing yoga pants. That's what my future is. I'm like, oh my God, it's gross. It's sick. That's disgusting. Why am I even seeing that? I don't want to see that. Oh, and somebody just said my first sergeant was freeballing on his PT test. That's awesome. You know, let's see if he could freeball without hearing aids. But anyway, I am Silent J. This is Tactical 16 Radio. Next week, I have a special guest. You know who it is? It's me, because it's my show. I don't know if I have a guest yet, because it's going to be like 2 days before the 4th of July, and I don't want people to be like, oh, man, I don't want to be on your show. It's the 4th of July. People got stuff going on. Oh, that's awesome. I get it. So, listen, I'm going to go. If I don't have anybody cool on next week, which I think I do, you know what? I think, oh, shit, you not. I really wouldn't, because that would hurt. The punk band Rough Francis, I might have on Rough Francis next week. We'll see. They saw my stuff. They saw my thing a couple hours ago. I told them I have an opening July 2nd and also July 9th. So I might have Rough Francis. If you don't know who Rough Francis is, they're a cool punk band. They're black. I don't want you to be shocked. Like, oh my God, they're black people playing punk rock music. Oh, it's scary. It's not. They're cool. They're from Vermont. They're really mellow. They're an awesome band. And their dad's band was a pioneering band, in my opinion, that never got its due ever. The band is called Death, and there was a documentary called A Band Called Death. Watch the documentary A Band Called Death. I cried. I literally cried watching the movie. It was that heartbreaking. It was very sad. I'm not gonna boast. I'm not gonna BS you. All right. Watch the movie. You'll see who Rough Francis is. I can't wait to have them on. Whether they're on next week or the following week, they are going to be on soon. I'm so excited because that's a band that I love their music. I love their style. It's just like, yeah, that is good music. That's how music should sound. If you pick up a guitar, a bass, and drums, and you have a microphone, and that's what you want to be as a band, that's it. That's good. It's good music. It's not bad music at all. It's good. Wow, did I sound like a waterhead there? It's not bad music. It's good. God, see, deal with mouth breathers all day, you start to resemble them. God, I gotta shake this stuff off. Can't do it. But anyway, I'm Silent J. This is Tactical 16 Radio. Every week, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on VetsOnMedia.com. All right? Go to Tactical16.com. Check out our work. Go to VetsOnMedia.com. Watch the show. Listen to the show. My show on Sunday night is called Center Mass with Rob and Silent J. I'm Silent J. That's me. All right? So I'm going to go. Listen to my show every Wednesday night and Sunday night. All right? And also, wanted to tell you another thing. Go to Podbean.com and you can download the show, the old shows that I do. Go to Podbean.com and you can check out you could check out old shows of mine. You could also follow it. Listen, I don't care. You don't have to listen to the shows. Just go to Podbean.com, make a little profile. It's really fast. You can make it in conjunction with the Facebook or Twitter account, and you can follow my show. Another thing that you need to do. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what you need to do. Go to iTunes. And iTunes, go on your Mac, go on iTunes, find Tactical 16 Radio with Silent J. You could find it on Podbean.com. Go to iTunes, Tactical 16 Radio with Silent J. It's got a blue skull logo. It's a blue background with a white skull. All right. Follow the show, rate the show, review the show, leave a comment, be like an ex-girlfriend, call me a 5-star stud, even though I'm a 2-star chump. Leave 5 stars. Do that. If you don't do that and you continue to listen to the show, I'm going to deem you a communist. I'm going to find you and I'm going to flog you and tar and feather you. And then I'm going to ask you again nicely to go on iTunes and Podbean.com and follow the show and rate and review the show and leave a good comment. All right? So until then, I will see you guys later. I am Silent J. This is Tactical 16 Radio. And I'll talk to you all later. All right? Sunday night with Rob and Silent J. Center Mass. Next Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Tactical 16 Radio with Silent J.
For my family, for my friends, for those that we lost our sight. This is a message, this is for you. Never forget the Lower East Side Club. For my family, for my friends, for those that we lost our sight. This is a message, this is for you. Never forget the Lower East Side Club. I remember what the times we spent, and all that we went